This AI-generated conversation is a summary of the original Mobrium research article. Full article link below. Get your free employer reputation report outlining your company's health on sites like Glassdoor, Indeed, Comparably, and in her site. And if you're looking to grow your career, enroll in Mobrium Academy. Earn SHRM professional development credits and a certificate of employer reputation management. Scan the QR codes or visit mobrium.com.
Hey everyone, have you ever read one of those brutal restaurant reviews online?
Oh yeah.
And it's totally changed your mind about where you were going to go to dinner?
Yeah, like finding a hair in your soup or something.
Exactly, like something just makes your stomach turn and you're like, nope, not going there.
Makes sense.
Well, imagine that same feeling hitting you when you're about to apply for a job.
Oh wow.
Because it turns out employee reviews can be just as impactful, especially when it comes to a company's employer branding.
Yeah. We've all been kind of trained to check reviews before we buy anything these days, right?
Oh, for sure.
But it's interesting how it's only recently that people have started applying that same logic to their careers.
It's true. But it makes total sense when you think about it.
Right.
I mean, we're talking about potentially spending years of our lives at a company.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge decision.
So for this deep dive, we're going to explore why employee reviews have become the ultimate form of employer branding.
Okay, so just to clarify, are we talking about how a company presents itself to potential employees?
Yeah, exactly. It's all about their reputation as a workplace.
Gotcha. So how do they stack up against other companies in the eyes of job seekers?
Exactly. And we'll uncover how these reviews can make or break a company's image.
Interesting.
And we'll give you the inside scoop on what to look for when you're on the job hunt yourself.
Love it. Some practical tips.
Exactly. And maybe we'll even bust a few myths about those best places to work lists along the way.
Oh yeah, that can be pretty misleading sometimes.
Totally. So let's take a step back for a minute and think about how companies used to control their message.
Back in the day, right?
Yeah, remember those flashy billboard ads and catchy jingles?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
The ones that get stuck in your head for days.
Exactly. It was all about telling you what to think about their product or service.
It was a one-way street for sure.
Right. Companies shouted their message and consumers just had to listen.
Exactly. But then the internet came along and totally flipped the script. Suddenly, consumers had a platform to share their own experiences, good or bad.
And that's where user-generated content, or UGC, took center stage.
UGC. Okay, so reviews, testimonials, blog posts, that kind of thing.
Exactly. It was the power shifted from the company to the people.
Wow, so we started trusting each other's opinions more than those carefully crafted marketing campaigns?
Exactly. Think about the early days of Amazon.
Okay, yeah.
They were pioneers in incorporating customer reviews way back in 1995.
1995? Wow, that's ancient history in internet years.
I know, right? It seems so obvious now, but back then it was a radical idea.
Really?
Yeah, giving customers a voice on your own platform. What were they thinking?
But it was brilliant. It built trust and transparency in a way that no advertising campaign ever could.
And now those little star ratings are everywhere. They've become the universal language of consumer feedback.
It's true. You see them on everything from restaurants to hotels to dog walkers.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And that same dynamic is playing out in the job market today.
Interesting. So employee reviews are kind of like the new frontier of UGC.
Exactly. And they're having a massive impact on how we view potential employers.
Okay, so how big of an impact are we talking about here?
Well, get this. Did you know that 92% of working Americans actually consider employee reviews when deciding where to apply?
92%. Wow, that's almost everyone.
It's not just about avoiding a bad experience either.
Right.
People want to find a workplace where they feel valued, where they can grow and thrive.
Makes sense.
Employee experience has become just as important as salary or benefits when choosing a job.
So it's not just about the paycheck anymore, it's about the whole package.
Exactly. It's like your experience as an employee is basically a product review, and it has a ripple effect on the entire company.
I like that analogy. It really puts things in perspective.
And the stakes are high. A single negative review can cost a company thousands of dollars in lost revenue and missed talent.
Ouch. So these reviews can really make or break a company's bottom line.
You absolutely can. One study found that a single one-star decrease in a company's overall rating on Glassdoor can lead to a 9% decrease in applicants.
9%? That's huge.
It is. So even if a company is offering amazing perks and benefits, if their reviews are tanking, they're going to have a hard time attracting top talent.
Yeah, no one wants to work for a company with a bad reputation.
But companies are savvy, right? They're probably pouring tons of money into social media campaigns and influencer marketing to try to counteract those negative reviews.
Oh, for sure they are. But here's the thing. Employee reviews carry more weight than any polished marketing campaign.
Really? Why is that?
Well, there are 5 key reasons,
Yeah.
and they're all pretty compelling.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Hmm.
Let's hear them. What makes those employee reviews so powerful?
So first, they influence not just potential employees, but also those tastemakers we call influencers.
Influencers, okay, so like the people with huge followings on social media.
Exactly. If a company has consistently bad reviews, even social media influencers won't want to be associated with them.
Because it could hurt their own brand, right?
Exactly. It can damage their own personal brand and credibility.
So it's like a double whammy. Bad reviews scare off potential employees and make it harder for companies to attract top talent through influencer marketing.
Precisely. And here's another crucial point. Employee reviews influence search results?
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, think about how you can filter by star rating when you're shopping online.
Oh, yeah, like when I'm looking for a new phone or booking a hotel.
Exactly. You can sort by highest rated to see the best options first.
Right, makes sense.
The same principle applies when you're job hunting.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So those star ratings aren't just there for show. They're actually affecting how companies rank in job search results.
Exactly. And it makes sense. If you're looking for a job, wouldn't you rather see companies with positive reviews at the top of your search results?
For sure. So what's reason number 3? Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
So you're saying I shouldn't just be looking at the job description and salary? I should be checking out those star ratings too.
Absolutely. And remember those flashy social media posts we talked about earlier?
Yeah, the ones companies are always pumping out.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, they've got a pretty short shelf life. You know, a tweet might disappear in minutes.
Poof, gone.
But a review, that sticks around influencing decisions for months or even years.
It's like the difference between a fleeting billboard and a permanent tattoo, right?
You got it.
Yeah.
And while a company might spend a fortune on a single viral marketing campaign,
Right, trying to go viral.
reviews provide a continuous, authentic stream of feedback.
It's like a constant pulse check on how a company is actually treating its employees.
Exactly. And because those reviews are often tied to specific departments or even managers, they give you a much more granular view of what it's really like to work there.
So you can get a sense of whether the company culture is truly toxic or whether it's just one bad apple.
Exactly. And that brings us to our 4th reason. Think about it this way. A company's carefully crafted mission statement might sound great on paper.
Oh yeah, all those buzzwords and promises.
Right. But a bunch of 5-star reviews saying, my manager really cares about my development, or I feel valued and respected here. Well, that speaks volumes.
It's like the difference between a company telling you they're a great place to work and actually having the receipts to back it up.
That's a great analogy. And finally, employee reviews live where the decisions are made.
Where's that?
You see them right there on the company page before you even click apply.
Right there, front and center.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're front and center, influencing your perception from the get-go.
So you're saying that even if a company has a killer website and a super polished LinkedIn presence, if those reviews are negative, it's going to raise a red flag for potential candidates.
Absolutely. It's like showing up for a first date in a fancy outfit but forgetting to brush your teeth. Those reviews are the first impression, and they can make or break a company's chances of landing top talent.
Okay, so we've established that employee reviews are basically the gold standard of employer branding. They're more impactful than traditional marketing, they stick around longer, and they're readily available to anyone who's job hunting. But let's get practical here. What can companies do to harness the power of these reviews and actually improve their employer brand?
That's a great question. It's not just about damage control. Positive reviews can actually be a powerful recruiting tool.
So how do we turn these reviews into employer branding gold? Give us the actionable steps.
First, diversify your platforms. We're talking Glassdoor indeed. Comparably, in her site, Fairy God Boss cast a wide net.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket, right?
Exactly. Having a presence on multiple platforms increases your visibility and gives you a wider pool of potential candidates to draw from.
And it shows that you're serious about transparency. You're not just cherry-picking the platform with the best reviews, you're putting yourself out there on all of them.
Precisely. And speaking of transparency, the next step is crucial. Respond to reviews, both positive and negative.
So even if there's a scathing review out there, don't just ignore it. Address it head on.
Exactly. Acknowledge the feedback, thank the reviewer for their time, and if appropriate, offer to take the conversation offline to address their concerns directly.
That makes sense. It shows that you're listening, that you care, and that you're taking steps to improve.
And when you respond to positive reviews, don't just say thank you. Take the opportunity to highlight what makes your company a great place to work. Reinforce those positive aspects of your culture.
So use those positive reviews as a chance to do a little bit of subtle employer branding.
You got it. And finally, link to all your employer review profiles on your company career page.
It's like saying, hey, we're not hiding anything. Here's what our employees are really saying about us.
Exactly. That kind of transparency can go a long way in building trust with potential candidates.
So what does this all mean for someone who's out there looking for a new job? You know, all this talk about reviews has me thinking it's like we're all secret shoppers in the job market now.
Ha ha, I like that analogy.
Right? Like every time you leave a review, you're kind of contributing to this collective pool of knowledge.
Exactly.
That helps other people make more informed decisions about their careers.
It's like we're all in this together trying to figure out where the best places to work are.
And on the flip side, when you're the one looking for a job, those reviews are like a cheat sheet.
Oh, yeah, totally.
They give you an inside look at what it's really like to work at a company.
Beyond the glossy brochures and the carefully worded job descriptions.
Exactly. It's like getting the unfiltered truth from the people who've actually been there.
And remember, it's not just about salary and benefits anymore.
Right.
It's about finding a workplace that aligns with your values, where you feel supported and, have opportunities for growth.
Yeah, totally. And reviews can really help you get a sense of whether a company truly walks the walk.
It's one thing for a company to say they value work-life balance, but it's another thing to see employees actually raving about it in their reviews.
So true. I'm starting to realize that these reviews are way more powerful than I initially thought.
Me too. It's not just about venting frustrations or singing praises.
Right.
It's about shaping the future of work.
Wow, that's a big thought.
It is. Every review you write or read contributes to a company's employer brand. And that employer brand has a direct impact on their ability to attract and retain top talent, which ultimately affects their bottom line.
So those reviews aren't just words on a screen. They're actually shaping the landscape of the workplace.
Exactly. So the next time you're browsing job postings,
Okay.
don't just skim those reviews. Really dive in. Pay attention to what people are saying about the company culture, the management style, the work-life balance. Those details can make all the difference in your job satisfaction.
Good advice. And if you've had a particularly good or bad experience at a company, consider sharing your insights in a review.
You never know, your story could help someone else dodge a bullet or land their dream job.
It's like we're all part of this giant feedback loop shaping the landscape of the workplace one review at a time.
That's a powerful thought, isn't it?
It is. And it kind of underscores how much influence we have as individuals in this new era of employer branding.
Absolutely. Our voices matter more than ever.
Well, I know I'm going to be paying a lot more attention to those reviews from now on.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Thanks for opening my eyes to this whole world of employee reviews and employer branding. It's been a fascinating deep dive.
My pleasure. I'm glad we could shed some light on this important topic.
And with that, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the world of employee reviews and employer branding.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to follow Mobrium on your favorite social media platforms for more tips and research about employer reputation, employer branding, and company culture.